back to my channel. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Busi Swanona, but you can call me Umamaga Sunshine. If it's your first time joining us on this channel, welcome to the family. And if you've been here, thank you so much for your continuous support. I really do appreciate it. So today we are not vlogging, we are doing a story time. I'm introducing a new segment to the channel. I hope you guys will enjoy it and you'll give me feedback in the comment section if it's a yay or nay going forward. So the segment is Mom Diaries, and the plan is to do this every 6 months. So the initial video, which will be me and my journey reflecting on being a mom over the past 6 months, and the plan is for the future that you guys will let me know what topic you want me to cover, how I deal with certain challenges of being a mom, and then I'll answer you guys in the videos that come up, and I'll also just highlight this is what I've learned in this past 6 months that have passed. So yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy it, and please do give me feedback if it's something that you like for the channel or if it's something you don't like. This is supposed to be like a therapy session, something you wouldn't talk to like to your friends if you're not comfortable, or if you don't have friends, your family. You can come on this channel and you can just vent and say excuse me, you can just vent and say what's in your heart without feeling judged. It's a safe space. Whatever is said on this channel on YouTube, it shouldn't be used anywhere else. It should stay here on YouTube between us and on this channel. So without wasting time, let's do this. I've got a list in front of me because I don't want to forget what I wanted to say. So I made 8 bullet points, but I'm gonna break down each of them as much as I can. So point number 1 that I've learned over the past 6 months as a new parent is to be ready. Now I'm sure this is a term that we hear a lot. A lot of parents will say, be ready, be ready, be ready, be ready. But what does be ready actually entail? So for me, let me just put a disclaimer. I'm not claiming to be parent of the decade or of the century. This is just my experience as a new parent. So please don't come for me. This is not the manual. This is not Lucy's way of being an amazing parent. No, it's not that. It's just my experiences, and I'm sharing, hoping that other people will learn from my experiences. So getting back to point number 1, being ready. I say here, be ready in 3 parts: financially, emotionally, and spiritually. Financially, from the time you decide that you want to have a child, you need to understand there's a cost involved. I think this is either way. It doesn't matter if you're going to give birth in a public or private hospital. Both sides still require lots and lots of finances. So from the time you're pregnant, if you're going to deliver private, because that's my experience again, I'm going to use myself as a reference point, you need money if you don't have medical aid. Okay, let's start there actually. You need medical aid. That's number 1. You need to do your research, find out from your medical aid, how many gynae visits do they cover? Do you need to make co-payments? Which plan you should upgrade to that's going to cover the labor, cover the gynae visits, the scans, everything. So that's number 1. Finances. You need proper medical aid. We move on from that the baby is still inside the womb. You need that amount of money. The labor process, bringing the child into the world, you need lots of money for that. I spent over 100K on a C-section for my child. So that process, you need to buy supplements when you're pregnant for the child. The supplements on its own, like maybe let's say it costs 500, because I don't know the numbers now out of the top of my head. I'm going to say 500. You need to eat a certain way when you're pregnant for your child already. That's tons and tons of finances. So financially, that is what they mean when they say be ready. And then I'll move on to emotionally. Emotionally, having a child, they speak of postpartum depression and all these things, and you think to yourself, there's no way, it can never be me. I've wanted this baby. Me personally, I've wanted a child for over 10 years. Since I entered my 20s, I've always known when I'm 30, I'm going to have a child. Didn't have one when I'm turning 30 in 2025. I actually had one year before. But still, you get what I'm trying to say. But even I wasn't prepared emotionally for what it does to you having a child. How, when you are on maternity leave, you don't have time for yourself. I had the same week plats, I think, for exactly 6 months. I went back to work and I still had the same week plats for 6 months. Emotionally, what that does to you, you struggle to. I'm someone that is heavily into routines. Like, I do things a certain way. I wake up at a certain time. I make myself a cup of coffee. At this time, I start logging on, I start working. Now, maternity leave, you need to get into a new routine, which is basically dictated to you by your child. When the child is sleeping, quickly, what must I do? Do I clean the house? Do I cook? Do I shower? It's a lot, guys. So emotionally, you need to be ready to have a child, to avoid those things, slipping into depression and stuff like that, because emotionally, having a baby, it takes a lot from you. And then I think the last part is the spiritual element of it. From the time I found out I was pregnant, your prayer number one is, Lord, I pray that you bless me with a healthy baby. That's number one. That's your prayer. The time you're going to deliver, Lord, I pray for the doctors that are about to touch me during my op, during this process. I pray that they are in the right mental space to deal with whatever might happen during my labor process. You're praying. There's multiple scans that you go for when you're pregnant. You go for fetal assessment. You go for, it's a lot, guys. You constantly praying to the time your child actually comes out. You're taking your child to creche, you're taking your child to school in somebody else's care. You can't watch over them 24/7. You're constantly praying over those people. May they do right by your child. May they not harm your child. I can only imagine as they develop, they're going into their teens, etc. You're praying over their life. May they meet the right partner, the right boyfriend that won't lead them astray, make them drug addicts, heavily into substance. You constantly praying for that child. So spiritually, that's what they mean when they say, be ready. And then I'll move on to my second point. My second point, I wrote pregnancy, the actual journey of pregnancy. You are not prepared for what happens to your body during this time. The changes, facially, some people, luckily for me, I didn't have this. I still look the same during my pregnancy, but my lips, I don't know what was going on. My lips and my nose, it was like I had eczema or something. I started using like special products, Eucerin and all of that, because it was that bad. Some days it would peel, it would burn. So the actual pregnancy in itself is a lot. The costs, we've mentioned this already, and be ready. So pregnancy, it's very costly. Just remember that. But I think about pregnancy, I want to highlight that it goes too quickly. So try and enjoy every moment. I know when you're listening to me, it's like, geez, pregnant for 9 months, that's a lifetime. 9 months is not a lifetime. It goes by way too quickly. Before you know it, they're like, okay, Busi, you're having the baby next week. You're like, what? I just found out I was pregnant. It's not possible. So if you are not ready, again, it links to that point number one. Your world is going to shift on another level. So be ready, enjoy the pregnancy. Then we'll move on to number three. I wrote here, be cautious with your spending. That one I think should be for me. I tried my best to not buy unnecessary items, not buy a lot of clothes. Yes, I did buy a lot of clothes still. Like my boot it was just full of shopping bags, but I tried my best not to do that. Some of the few mistakes that I made were buying newborn clothes, and then my baby just grew. Like he was 2.9 kgs now. And then next week or the following week he's 3.5, he's 5 point whatever, and he only like got one wear out of all those items. And now I'm sitting with all these brand new clothes that are just laying in his cupboard. When it came to things like do your research when it comes to prams, strollers, car seats, because another issue that we're having now is that we have to change the car seat because it takes up to 15 kgs, I think, whereas my baby is already probably 13 point something kgs. We have to change that. We're not even 2 years in and we're already spending again on the same thing. So try and avoid that if you can. When it came to bottles, do your research on the brand that you like for your child. We're using Pigeon for our son. But even there, when it comes to the bottle size, we bought the smallest one, which was 180 mils, I think, instead of buying the bigger bottle, which was 240, where he could grow and use that bottle over and over again and would just be changing the head the whole time, because the head changes, the whole doesn't remain the same. So you'll get 0 to 3 months, I think. I'm not sure if you get 6 to 12 months. I need to check that because I think the head that he's using is too small for him again. But again, avoid unnecessary spending. When it came to the co-sleeper, because we have to change that as well. We need to get rid of the co-sleeper. He needs to sleep in his cot now because he's gotten too big for the co-sleeper. So just be cautious how you spend your money when you are pregnant. Consider those things. And then number four, I wrote, do things your way. Do things your way. There is no manual of how to parent. And by this I mean, I've never, the one thing that broke me after I had my son was the fact that I couldn't give him enough milk. So I didn't know this. You can't know this while you are still pregnant. You'll never know this. Because literally my milk came out when my son came out. Before that I would press, and there would be nothing, but I would see that, okay, there is something that I can't see. It looked good, but I wasn't really sure. It only came on the day that he was born. And because my husband had completed a form that said, if the child is not full, then we consent for him to get additional supply from the hospital. We couldn't see while we were at the hospital that I don't have enough supply because it seemed as though the baby was getting full. But when he got home the first night, it was just chaos. He was crying non-stop. And luckily, my mom, I had moved back home, so she was there with me. And she said to me, okay, it seems like he's struggling to pull from you because I don't have nipples. That's the other thing. He's struggling to pull from you because of your nipple. It's not big enough. So express on a bottle or something, then feed it to him. And literally one drop came out, nothing other than that. So, and it broke me when people unknowingly, because it was not intentional, they were not trying to hurt me, but people would come in and say, oh, you don't have enough milk. It would hit deep because to me it would translate, I'm not a good mother. What's wrong with me? Why don't I have the milk? And I think when I say do things your way, my partner and I had to decide that, listen, it's not going to work out for you to be sitting the whole, because I would sit the whole day and I would be pumping and pumping and pumping. And every time I would pump, my child would usually feed on that milk and it would be gone. So I was spending all of my time just sitting and expressing and expressing and expressing because I'm trying to keep up. Like, you couldn't have a conversation with me because I'll just pass out halfway while we're talking because I'm so tired. I was losing weight, like, you. I should have actually stuck to it, but anyway, it just wasn't working out for us as a family, and we made a decision that we're going to go on breast milk. So again, we did things our way and we did what worked for our little family. And I also said, yeah, things like, what is this thing? I don't even know how to pronounce the word because I didn't even bother to use it. We decided that our child was not going to be using Harmans and all those products. And we stuck to our guns. It didn't happen. Both my partner and I were on the same page. We didn't want it for our son. So stick to your guns. Again, this will go back to being ready. Because if you are ready, you're able to make your own decisions as parents and not be told by other people what to do with your child. And then the last point would be, everyone kept on saying, because my child loves to eat, everyone kept on saying, no, it's time now, feed him, feed him, feed him. And my partner and I were very strict. Please do not feed our child. He's only going to eat when he's 6 months and above. And we did that. So please, I'm encouraging you guys, please do what works for you and your little family. Try and block out the outside noise. I think especially our people, they always want to tell you what to do, what not to do, and it can be very confusing, can be information overload. So take what you want to, don't take what you don't want to take. And then point number 5, I said here, do what works for your schedule and your family. So when it comes to things like bathing the baby, we had a winter baby, it was cold, so for us we said 1 bath per day. That's more than enough for the baby. It was more feasible. We were still adjusting. We couldn't say we're going to commit to twice a day, and we stuck to that. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean you guys are bad parents when you cannot bath your baby twice a day. Your baby's not going to die because it doesn't bath twice a day. Your baby's not going to die if you decide it's a winter baby and you're not going to bath them at all. So do what works for you and your little family. And then another thing was going to creche. We recently moved away from our family, Ekailija. So where we stay, we literally have no family. And it was not going to be possible to ask my mom or my mother-in-law to come move in with us to look after the baby when I had to go back to work after 4 months. So we decided he's going to creche. Yes, it didn't sit well. We were very hesitant because he still needs his high care baby, you know, it's our first child. In an ideal world, we would have said, we're getting someone to come stay with us or whatever, but we didn't want anyone to come and disrupt our little routine that we were trying to figure out for ourselves. And 8 months later, 4 months since he went to creche, it's the best decision that we could have ever taken for ourselves. It works perfectly for our family. So once again, do what works for you and your little family. And then number 6, prioritize yourself. So I love my nails. I'm a girly girl. I love my nails, I love my hair, like those are non-negotiable every single month. So even when I had my baby, I had my nails, my set that I went in with to give birth. Then I think 1 month after that, I was like, babe, I'm ready to fetch my life. I need to go do my nails. I was like, okay, the hair, it's fine because I had short braids because I wanted to be invested in the child and not focus on still combing my hair or whatever. I went to Boa, I went and I did my nails. I had some me time. My husband stayed behind and he looked after the child. So Here as well, I just want to say to the men, especially if it's your first child that your wife is having, please be mindful that or encourage her rather, to take time out and focus on herself. And the reason why is happy mother, happy child. If you're sitting there with a partner that is miserable, she's nearly at a breaking point, and you're not giving her breaks, it's going to translate to your child. So be smart. You're not doing it for your partner, between you and me. You're not doing it for your partner, you're actually doing it for your child. Because if you make sure the mother is okay, trust and believe that baby will be okay and well taken care of. Solo dates as well. I think I learned to doing this when I solo dates during that time, that sometimes I just need time alone. Just have coffee. I don't want a child, I don't want a husband, just want to sit alone and regroup. And that is okay, mommies. There is nothing wrong with that. You are not a bad mother for wanting time out. Number 7, I wrote, give yourself grace. So I'll explain this. When I say give yourself grace, I mean the person that you're trying to do it all so well for, they already think you're the greatest mom ever. You already doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? Your child has no idea that you don't know what you're doing, because it's the first time that you are doing it, and it's the first time that they are in the world. So stop trying to be perfect, to do it well. You're doing absolutely amazing, and your child has no idea that you're even doing it wrong. You guys are learning this thing together. So give yourself grace. Don't be too hard on yourself. Then I think my final point, and I was very intentional with number 1 and number 8. Number 1 being be ready, because I want that to stick in your mind. It's the first thing I said. This last thing that I'm going to say, I want this to stick in your mind as well. Parent to parent, I just want to say to you, you are doing great. You are doing well. You are doing the best that you can with what you have for you and your little family. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't listen to all the noise. I know it gets very loud and it will make you doubt yourself. Normalize or learn to filter out what you must keep in your ears and what must go in and out that side. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys have learned from this. Please do share your experiences down below. How are you finding it being a parent? If you are a new parent, if you've been doing this for some time, you're sitting on number 2 or number 3, how do you cope? How do you make time for you without feeling guilty? And yeah, I'll see you guys on a vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I was nervous when I started, but towards the end, it's like I'm having a counseling session or therapy session with myself. So this video was actually for myself. But thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Till the next one, I love you guys so much. Bye.
It's for somebody special. Yeah. Can't wait it out tonight. Baby, you special.